appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
History is truly at a turning point.
Imagine a world where you can't buy anything without permission, where every daily choice you make is monitored and logged into a database controlled by the leaders of your nation.
It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy.
All your money is going to be in that mesh. It's going to be a cashless society. If you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off each mesh, and you have nothing.
That's what we're headed to, folks. No food, no being able to pay your bills, no being able to pay your house, won't even be able to own a house, pay your rent, anything. It's all going to be done through this digital currency. That's what they're talking about.
You know, the only thing this doesn't have in it is maybe a chip that we put into our forehead or our hand. Other than that, it's great. This is a way to completely control absolutely every human being on Earth.
And it is coming.
Well, it is crazy. I mean, I happen to know a few things internationally. That I know that there's a company in the US who's arguing that people already use mobile phones today and they have biometrics on those mobile phones, you know, fingerprint or face, whatever, right? And what that basically means is that you've got already a connectivity to do with your personal and your functionality. So why not just take the next step, which is basically, you know, chip in your arm and who needs a mobile phone anymore? And of course, there are a few high-tech people who actually have already gone down that route and actually have used themselves and are using it as part of, you know, their own experiments or whatever. But the idea of pushing this more generally into the population, and I can't help but say, well, you just have a bishop and you have central bank digital currency, put those two things together, and what have you got?
Indeed.
I call it digital concentration camps. This technology can turn our homes, our cars, and our communities literally into digital concentration camps. When I say that, people don't believe that the vision is this dark. If you're not allowed to go more than 5 kilometers from your home, your car or your money won't work more than 5 kilometers from your home. And those rules can be dictated and controlled at a phenomenally central level. We're talking about the end of sovereignty. So this is taxation without representation. If I want to double taxes and just take it out of your account, no problem.
If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your mesh digitally. Total control. Total control.
This is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world on central banking. He wrote the book and did the documentary, The Princes of the Yen, about the Japanese central bank. Here he is in Malmo, Sweden, in May.
Also, they never talk about the nature of this CBDC. What is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. Right. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. And they showed him. And, you know, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe, and there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large and would be implanted under your skin. So that is the plan.
Right.
And of course, that has other implications on top of what we've mentioned, on top of the control aspects, because that actually enters your body. In my view, violates human dignity, and can be then used for even in terms of functionality beyond the monetary and economic transaction purposes.
This is an Orwellian dystopia of total control, the end of any freedoms. That's really what central banks are aiming at. Several central banks have, like the Bank of England, already prepared their implant RFID chip to be implanted under your skin.